Hello, everyone, and welcome to Soul Conscious Tarot. This is Sherry, and this is our weekly all signs what's on the menu this week for this upcoming week. These are a general message, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Feel free to watch any signs that you're drawn to watch, whether it be your sun, moon, rising, Venus, cross watch, as you see fit. I don't mind cross watchers because roles can be reversed. So please bear with me. This video might be a little bit shorter than usual because I am a bit under the weather, but I'm trying to get this done for you guys here. So we'll see how I fare. Hopefully we can get through this. So Aries, we're starting with Aries. We have the Hermit, followed by the Knight of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords here. So I think we need to move those over, get my bearings right on the camera. So Aries, I feel like, after some time of introspection, you're going to I think that this week, a lot on your mind, reflecting on some things, and determining which way you might want to, what direction you might want to go in a matter. I think, I think that you're definitely, I think that you have a feeling of where you want to head, with the Ace of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. I think that you kind of know. And I think that with the Hermit here, that you're taking this week to kind of get your bearings. And it's kind of like what I feel is you're getting all your ducks in a row, so to speak, like working out the details in your mind, of how to approach the next step of where you're headed is what I'm feeling. Yeah, I feel like, with the Nine of Wands and the Eight of Swords coming out here on the Hermit, I feel like, you're trying to get straight about something. Hermit is definitely reflecting on something, and Eight of Swords definitely talks about, kind of being up in our heads and feeling like there's something that is maybe holding us back from moving forward, something that has been a little bit challenging for you with the nine of Wands coming out here, which is why I think that you're taking that time to get straight. I see this as just self-reflection. I see this Eight of Swords as, kind of turning things over in your head, to get straight on what actions you're going to take next, where you're going to go next. There's the Hermit coming out yet again. So that's just reinforcing that this week is going to be more of a time for self-reflection than anything else, I think. And I think that with the Knight of Pentacles being here, the Three of Cups being on the the Knight of Pentacles, if I can talk, I just say I'm not feeling too well, so bear with me here. I really am getting this as, the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving card in the deck. So, even though the Three of Cups is this time, it says time to celebrate, time of celebration, it's usually coming together and things like that. I feel like that, you're not really taking action this week. You've got the double Hermit here. And so I feel like this is being slowed down by the Hermit and that Knight of Pentacles, that even though, there might be a little bit of a desire for this, I really feel like this week is really about, probably internal dialogue. You're sorting through something internally this week. more than being social and external. I feel like, with this Three of Cups, you're kind of going through the paces, like, your social interactions are going to be more that surface level of, hey, how you doing, or answering somebody that says hello to you, just to be polite kind of thing, more than anything. Because I think that this week you're going to, Aries, you're going to be kind of lost in thought a little bit, or something. You have the Ace of Swords that came out on the Ace of Swords. So definitely, definitely getting clear, trying to get clear on something. With the Seven of Pentacles being here, that's also a card that can be time, that can be, investing in something and taking, I feel like it's investing in getting something clear and straight in your mind, is getting a real true vision of your course ahead, of where you're going next, is what I really feel like here. I'm gonna wrap it up with 3 cards. Three final cards, please. You have the Ace of Wands, the Six of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles that comes out again. So, yeah, I really feel like, Aries, this is definitely, once you get straight, once you get clear on your vision of where you're going, because of course we want success in where we're going. And we saw back here that there's some confusion going on, or something that's been a little bit challenging to get past. And I think that's why you're working through it in your mind, of how to get past that stumbling block, so that you can move forward in a clear way, so you can make sure that anything that you invest in is going to bear fruit, that you're going to have success, that it's going to be worth the effort that you put into it. So that's what I have for you this week, my Aries. Thank you so much for joining me. I wish you the best. Joy, love, and light. Okay, Tauruses. Hello, Taurus. Hello, and thank you for joining us on what's on the menu. What do we got for Tauruses this week, please? The Star card, the Three of Wands, and the Emperor. Okay, so I feel like that there's something definitely that I feel like for you, Taurus, you have your mind set on something. With the Emperor, the Emperor can be a very stubborn energy, but it's also somebody that, the Emperor knows what they want and they go after it, and so with the Three of Wands here, this is like a card of intention, setting your intentions, looking out on the horizon, and waiting for your ships to come in, about to, move on to the next thing. You're looking at the next thing. And so you definitely have something here that, that you're stubbornly pursuing. There's something that is first and foremost on your mind this week, and like a dog with a bone, kind of, that is the most important thing to you this week, whatever that thing is for you. And it will definitely be different for different Tauruses, but there's going to be something that is really, really like that, almost like a horse with blinders or a dog with a bone, where it's just, you've sunk your teeth in, you're on that path, you have your eyes set on whatever that is. So we have the Four of Cups and the Seven of Cups here. And I feel like, with this coming out on this the star card, because the star card can not only it can be many things. It can be a sense of destiny. It can be a very healing energy about healing something, and I feel like there is some healing going on here with the Four of Cups coming out. You know, there might be something that you maybe feel like, Taurus, that um that you're missing in your life, and maybe, you know, maybe you're just becoming aware of that because because maybe it was unclear before. It was unclear what it was you wanted, but now it's like, now that you've lost it, now maybe you're missing something, you know, something that maybe got away from you, where it was unclear that that's what you wanted before. I think now you realize, maybe I do want that, you know, maybe that is what I wanted, and I didn't realize it before. And then we have the Emperor coming out again on that Three of Wands specifically. And like I said, I really feel like this is definitely, you know, I'm picking up more of those. I don't typically do reversals, but sometimes the energy of the reversal comes out for me, and that's what I was reading here for the Emperor. Because, you know, if you look at the reversed Emperor, you know, it talks about being inflexible, you know, rigid, and that's what I feel like, you know, that kind of stubborn energy of you know, a dog with its bone, like that there's something now, you know, that you have your sights set on, where I think before you were unsure, you know, with these options here, maybe, you know, it was unclear what you really wanted. And then something happened that made you realize, oh, well, maybe, you know, where I didn't think I wanted that before, well, I do now. And now it's like, now you have the energy behind to do something about it. With the Emperor and Empress coming out here, it might definitely may be a person. It may be a counterpart, someone that someone that is in your life that you know, maybe you realized that this was the person that you wanted. You didn't realize it at the time when you had them, and because you had many options, or maybe you didn't know that's what you wanted until you lost it, you know, because that's usually the way it goes. Is hindsight's 2020. We don't realize what we have until it's gone, you know, sort of thing. So that's kind of what this message is one of those, you didn't maybe realize what you had until it was gone, sort of thing. And I think now you're ready, a little more determined to go after this person. But I think this is really kind of, with the Page of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords coming out here, I really feel like you might have to be a little bit cautious of your approach on this. You know, especially if you have done something that caused this, you know, this disappointment in your, you know, in the situation. You know, the Seven of Swords is calling for you to come clean, you know, to come clean, even if it's like nothing negative. It's, you know, maybe it's just coming clean about how you feel and what you want, you know, coming clean about that. It can be as simple as that, you know, of expressing what it is that you want, that you're and what you realize, you know, express your feelings, express, you know, what it was that, you know, you went through. You know, be honest and open with this person. You know, that's what we do when we're in that Emperor and Empress in energy, when we're in that divine counterpart energy. You know, Emperor and Empress energy in the upright can be very, very positive, uplifting individuals, where they're able to be emotionally mature and able to talk through things and work on things and work things out, you know. So let's go ahead and get three final cards. I hope I can get through this, all the signs of this video. I'm already starting to fade, and we're just began. You had the Emperor come out in all three decks, and yeah, I it seems like definitely there's a sense of, maybe something wasn't fair, with the Justice card coming out here and the Seven of Swords saying to come clean. And then, showing me you're up in your head, and maybe, like I said, I really keep picking up on this Emperor being in reverse, or that the reversal energy on that Emperor, and it came out 3 times. So maybe you're being, maybe you were a little bit stubborn about something. Maybe you acted in a way that maybe wasn't very becoming. Maybe you overreacted to a situation, and now, because you were unclear that this person was of significance, and maybe you're regretting an action that you took. Maybe you felt like you weren't fair to this person in some way, and that's why you're a little bit maybe disappointed in yourself, a little bit upset, a little bit just up in your head, thinking about this, thinking over what you did, and what you've lost here, and what I feel like you feel like there's something you've done here. And I don't know, I just did I did the February overview readings just the other day, and I almost feel like I got a similar message for, I think it was for your sign. You'll have to let me know. I've already, I have those scheduled up. I've already done the readings, and they're posted to come out in the next, I think, the last 3 days of the month, which would be, I can't remember if that's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, or I think it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, something like that. So, so it might be Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I don't remember. I'm so out of it. Like I said, I'm very under the weather. If you didn't watch the intro, I'm very under the weather trying to do this reading. But I encourage you to watch that, because I think I got a very similar message for your February overview. So you might be dealing with something, that may be about to start now. Maybe it quite hasn't started, or maybe it's just starting, just beginning, that's going to carry into February, since we are right on the coattails of February here. So that's what I have for you this week, Taurus. I wish you the very best. And I kind of hope maybe that roles are reversed for this one, that this isn't you, but I have a feeling that, this is maybe, I think maybe you've overreacted in a situation somehow, and now you're kind of maybe feeling bad about the way you behaved in some situation, is what I'm picking up more so than anything. Okay. Gemini. Hello to Geminis. Hello to my Geminis. Let's see what we got for you this week on what's on the menu. So we have the Justice card, the 5 of Pentacles, and the 2 of Wands. Okay, so I think that, you're unsure. I think that you kind of left yourself out in the cold here, Gemini, because you didn't know what to do in a situation. Even though I think that you long, you long to make it fair. You do think about that, and think about wanting to right this wrong, to bring about the sense of justice in a situation. I feel like you just you don't know how, more so than anything, like you just don't know what to say or do to maybe fix the situation. And you know, look at her, she's really just really upset with herself. And I feel like that's the case. Like maybe you might be beating yourself up a little bit, Gemini. You know, beating yourself, yeah, Tower coming out. Maybe you're beating yourself up. Eight of Swords, wow, that's really tough energy about, you know, not being fair in a certain situation. You know, really feeling like you're beating yourself up this week over something. Really feeling like it might have been something, you know, that you want to make fair, but you don't know how to make fair. Like you maybe don't have, okay, so we have this waxing moon. This is one of the unique cards in this particular deck, and the Four of Wands. So yeah, I really am picking up, you know, that there's a situation here that you know, because with the Five of Pentacles being here, I really feel like this has escaped your grasp. Like that, you know, I definitely pick up on that. What it's saying here is gaining strength. You know, gaining strength to, I almost like trying to get over your own issues, you know, like you're working through, like trying to get over your own limitations, Gemini. And then I caught my eye on the bottom of the deck, the Hangman. You know, and so, you know, kind of that suspended animation. You know, I really feel like, unfortunately, this week, you might have a really rough week ahead, Gemini, if this is resonating with you, because I think you're going to be up in your head, trying to sort through something that I think that you want to make right, but you really just don't know how to make right. Because I think you know, you want to come together. You want a situation to come back together, something that you've lost here, where you're really missing that, or not knowing how to fix it. You're not knowing how to fix it. And, you know, you keep thinking about it all the time. You know, this person's definitely lost in thought, thinking about something's on her mind, because she's kind of ignoring other things because her mind is focused like on something else. And so I think, you know, your mind is set on something or someone here, that you want to fix the situation, but I just really feel like you're not sure how to do that. I'm not surprised at all the Strength card came out at all, because as I said, I felt like off of this waxing moon, the gaining strength was calling to me, and then the Strength came out. I really feel like you're trying to self-talk, work through whatever issues, like almost beating yourself up in a way, beating yourself up, you know, over, you know, whatever things that you're sorting through, your own personal things, you know, your own personal issues, traumas, what's your own limitations, you know, what I feel like there's a behavior pattern here that you're trying to break. You're looking at it as, what, you know, beating yourself up, like, why do I always do this? Why do I always do this? Why, you know, why, when I could have something really good, why do I mess it up? Why do I act in this way that causes these tower moments? And then I lose out, because I keep doing something. It's definitely you're realizing, I think you're realizing you're self-sabotaging your own, your own stability in some way, you know, and whether that stability lie in a family or material things or whatever it lies in. But it's a, you know, it's definitely a sense of security in some way. It's stability. So it really is like, or it could be, you know, it could be even, you know, well, as this is saying wealth, it could be, you know, that could be security to you or stability to you is having money, whatever ten of coins, kind of ten of pentacles represents to you. But it really is, I think the heart of this message is getting at that this week, you know, you're going to be working through something. You're going to be seeing a pattern of self-sabotage that you know, something that you do, you're going to be seeing it for what it is, and seeing how where not only have you maybe not been fair to others, but I feel like it's where you haven't been fair to yourself more so, Gemini. I feel like that's what you're beating yourself up for, not being the person that you wanted to be or want to be, you know, almost that, like, you know, I could have had this if I wouldn't have done this, you know. Why do I keep, you kind of keep questioning, why do I keep doing this one thing that is keeping me from having X in my life, whatever X is for you. So we have the Knight of Swords, the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Wands can talk about, you know, it can be not really knowing what we, you know, kind of like illusionary energy, and in a way it's kind of like a persona that we wear. So, you know, there might be, in, you know, even though, you know, you're trying to get in touch with who you are, you know, this is the mask that you wear. This is the mask you're wearing out into the world, Gemini, that everyone around you might think that everything is good and dandy, that you're good and dandy and everything's fine in your world, when, you know, really it's not, because this is all internal. So nobody around you may be aware that you're going through all of this. But you're really getting in touch with your intuition, which, you know, as I said, I really feel like you're becoming aware through this process. It's making you aware of a behavior pattern that you have, and wanting to do something about it. Like I see, you know, this Knight of Swords almost encompassing that gaining strength, you know, gaining strength to move forward, to take action, you know, but I do feel like this week is really the focus is going to be on you, really kind of becoming really attuned and aware of a behavior pattern that you have that might be self-sabotaging success in your life in some way, and really really being awakened to that, and trying to see how you can, you know, trying to figure out how to overcome that is what I really get, you know. But I see you doing this definitely on your own. As I said, you know, anyone that looks at you wouldn't know that you're going through this. You're definitely doing it, you know, on, you know, quietly to yourself, doing it on your, you know, dealing with it on your own. So that's what I have for you this week, Gemini. Okay, Cancer. Hello, Cancer. Bear with me. I'm very under the weather. I'm doing my best to hold out to get this done for y'all, but just please bear with me as I do this reading this week, because I am definitely under the weather. So what do we have for you this week, Cancer? Which is why my energy is not that great right now. So, but we'll keep plugging away here. So I feel like you've got, I think you've got interest in somebody. I think someone's coming. If they're not here, if there's somebody, if you're not, there's not somebody in your life right now, that you're having this attraction toward, that you're feeling this connection with, they're going to be here really soon, especially with, Page of Wands being there, the Ace of Pentacles. I feel like like I said, if you haven't met this person yet, they're coming in very quickly. But for a lot of you, I have a feeling that you kind of might, this person might be in your energy or might be in your life in some way, that you're feeling that connection to someone very strongly. And I feel like, you're contemplating, what you want to do about it, how you want to proceed forward. So we have the Knight of Pentacles on the Ace of Pentacles and the full moon. The moon cards here are unique to this deck, by the way. So just want to let you know that. So I really feel like it makes sense to me. This full moon, it's talking about illuminating things, and I really feel like this is that awareness that you're gaining, that maybe this, you want to do something about this person that you're starting to realize that you might have feelings and affection for, and since you're just becoming aware of this, you're not only wanting to do this to make sure that you do it correctly, but that's why you're taking your time and really making sure that I think that you're really wanting to make sure this is what you want before you proceed forward, before you offer something up. You have the Page of Wands on the Page of Wands. I've got a lot of similar cards from the same deck, from these two decks seem to really like each other. They're pulling similar cards. So those are all pages. Page of Wands and the Page of Wands and the Page of Swords on the Page of Wands. So I mean, I really feel this is like, like you may be in conversation, like maybe you've been having back and forth conversations with this person, but you really don't have much of anything there. There hasn't been, I feel like that, maybe you've had these really, really good conversations that have been witty and chatty and exciting, and you really enjoy talking to this person and spending time with them, but it hasn't, like you haven't taken that next step, or you haven't, like, maybe you just been chatting, but you haven't, there's nothing, nothing, like you haven't moved into that realm of maybe, maybe you're just starting to become aware that you have feelings for this person, or that maybe you want to do something more with this person. So I really feel like that you're starting to become, really examine, a new possibility with this person, really becoming aware of your feelings for this person through, the fact that you've been having, right now they might be just an acquaintance, or something like that. You just know each other through mutual things, maybe could be, through work or whatever, where you do have interaction with this person, and you're realizing through those limited or the interactions that you have with this person that you're catching feelings, and now you're like, okay, well, where do we go next? How do I approach this to make sure that that we start off on the right foot, that I can make this grow into something deeper, more meaningful than maybe just acquaintances or whatever the case may be, your situation with this person or coworker or whatever. But of course, that's going to leave you, okay, all kinds of swords coming out there. So, yeah, I mean, that doesn't really surprise me, in a way, all those swords coming out, because, that's just, a little bit of you getting in your own way a little bit, which always typically happens. And because I feel like, this is really just a little nerves, more than anything is what I'm getting with these final cards is that, whenever we're embarking on something, especially something that we want to go right, it's those nerves that we get, but it's kind of like it can be, excitement as well, like, that nervous excitement. But sometimes we can make ourselves too nervous to do something, and then it can be a little bit, we can kind of potentially self-sabotage things, because we might say or do the wrong thing, because we might be a little bit, we might start getting a little bit flustered around this person, because we do have feelings for them, and so then we, get more aware of what we're saying, more conscious and aware of what we're saying when we're around that person, and you might beat yourself up a little bit, kind of thing. It's that kind of a thing, which, I mean, I know everyone can relate to that. We all, I know we've all done it at some point in our life, where we've been around someone we're really attracted to, we have a lot of desire for, and or feel a connection to, and then we get, the nerves set in, where we start worrying about what we're saying and doing, and then sometimes we can end up doing or saying the wrong thing, because we're so worried about, instead of just being ourselves and just letting things happen naturally, we maybe try and, kind of overdo it, over embellish a little bit. So that's what I have for you this week, Cancer. Leo here, as I clean these cards up, I'm gonna have to stop the video. I am feeling very under the weather, and I need to take a pause here before I continue. But thank you so much, Cancer, for joining me. I wish you the very best this week. Thank you. Hello, Leo, and welcome to this week's What's on the Menu. You'll have to bear with me if you didn't watch the intro. I am very under the weather, so I'm taking mini breaks trying to get through this reading, trying to get it done for you guys. But please bear with me. I am low energy at the moment and having to take lots of breaks. So we have the Page of Swords, the Three of Wands, and the Star card here for you this week, Leo. What I'm getting here is I think that you have someone on your mind, is what I really think. Well, it could be, I'm leaning toward a person more than anything, but it could be, it could be anything. But I think with the Page of Swords here, I think you're really contemplating something. Like, I feel like I feel like there's something, like, you want to talk to somebody. There's somebody that that you've been keeping your eye on, that you really want to say something to. I feel like you want to engage with this person, and I feel like it's really important to you. Let's see what we get here. Yeah, I told you, I felt really strongly it was a person, with the Six of Cups coming out there. So this is, yeah, it's somebody that you're wanting to connect to, somebody that, you feel a very strong connection with, that has, I really feel like there's something that you want to get off your mind, that you want to say to this person. I think that you have had them on your mind quite a bit, Leo, quite a bit. And I really, really feel like, that you have a lot of feelings for this person. And I feel like it's been really trying, it's been really trying to have some, to find some common ground, maybe, or uh, uh get on the same page is what I feel like. It's been hard to get on the same page with this person for whatever reason, which is why I feel like, on that page of swords, I felt like there's something that you want to get off your mind, that you want to say. I feel like you feel like there's like, that you guys just keep having these misunderstandings, that you can't get on the same page about stuff. Like every time it's like every time you say something, it seems like the wrong thing, or the wrong action, or it's like that you get the wrong response, and you're like, you really have feelings for this person, but it's like nothing you can do or say seems to be right, which is driving you bananas, and really making you, struggle to find how to connect with this person in a way that they can remain in your life, instead of kind of, to make it where you can bring this person into your life in a way that is that they're going to stick around. This has been really hard, even though you feel this strong connection with the star card coming out here, and feeling like this is a sense of destiny in a sense, and it's definitely a soulmate. But it's been very trying to do that. It's been very trying to get things started. Every time you try to reinitiate with this person, or try to make something work with this person, it's been very difficult. It just seems to lead to more problems sometimes. Like instead of fixing the problem, because I really feel like you guys aren't on the same page. Maybe you have different love languages or something like that, where you're just, you guys just aren't connecting correctly for whatever reason. And it could be that you're just in different energy levels. I know for your February reading, it was focused around unrequited love. And I really feel like this is touching on that, which is, we're on the coattails of February. So it might be that that's coming through, that this is maybe it's, this is alluding to that situation that your February overview reading was talking about. And I'm sorry if I'm giving you spoilers for your reading, because I know those haven't been posted yet. They're scheduled to be out. I have them already uploaded to YouTube, but they're scheduled for, I think yours is the second to last day of January is when the Leo read's going to be out. So you can feel free to go listen to that reading when it releases, and see if this message is resonating a little bit, then that February overview reading probably will resonate with you as well. Now, these aren't too bad of cards. We have the Magician, the Temperance, and Nine of Wands. So I feel like with these final cards that that I really need to lean into that February reading a little bit, because I feel like this is really tied to that quite a bit. That I think this calls for putting more into yourself. Because I think that you're a little bit weary from trying. We had this Nine of Swords here. I think that you've been going through a lot with this situation, and I think you're a little bit depleted. With the Nine of Wands coming out, I think you're depleted. So I really feel that it's calling for you to take the time to invest in yourself, and what it is that will make you happy. That with the Magician here, really, taking care of yourself, doing what's best for you, manifesting what you want in your life. And yeah, maybe this person is what you thought that you wanted in your life, but maybe when you take time, after a period of time, maybe you'll reevaluate that. You'll reevaluate what it is you're manifesting, and maybe it's this person and maybe it's not. But the main thing here is it's calling for time. I think that you're depleted. This situation has made you depleted, Leo, and it's calling for time. And after a period of time, after time has passed, you'll better know, whether you want to continue to pursue this. But I think that it requires you to gather your strength once again, to kind of pull back your energy in a sense, and refill your cup, because I feel like you're very depleted at this time, over this situation. And I think it's calling for rest for you a little bit. So, or at least taking time for yourself, and taking time away from this, and letting this affect you. Taking time away is what I really feel like it's trying to say here. So that's what I have for you. And by the way, the strength is at the bottom of that deck, which is, that's why I said I feel like it's calling for time away for you. So that's what I have for you this week, Leo. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's go ahead and get these cards cleaned up, and we're going to go on to Virgo. Thank you so much once again for joining me this week. Okay, Virgo, what do we got for Virgo this week? Please. If you're just joining me and you didn't watch the intro, I'm really under the weather, so bear with me. That's why I maybe sound a little bit different and low energy here, because I am very under the weather. So I'm just trying to get through this reading. It's the last one that I need to do this before I can go and rest. get this video done. So we have for you, Virgo, the 5 of Wands, the 2 of Pentacles, and the 9 of Swords. So challenging energies this week. Definitely battling about something. Really something keeping you up, something that lots of conflict around you, lots of stress. I see you under a lot of stress this week, Virgo, a lot of stress. So this winter solstice card is one of the unique cards to this deck. And it says, find the light within, to hibernate. So, and validate your feelings, and then you have the Hermit card as well. I think is Virgo the Hermit card? I believe so. So I really feel like, that this conflict, I think it can be resolved with taking some time to validate your feelings, taking some time to contemplate your feelings, contemplate your feelings and validate what you're feeling, see what you're experiencing, what's causing this conflict, can you resolve it, contemplate this stress and anxiety and conflict that is around you. Take time to do that this week, to maybe spend some time alone in solitude and with yourself to sort through things. I really feel like, and this is even, isolation, going within with the 4 of Swords. It's really, really, really important for you, Virgo, at this time to take some time to yourself. It's really, really, really important for you to, I think, find a quiet space somewhere and sort through some things. I feel like your external world is causing you a lot of stress and a lot of strain. And I think you need to take a step back from that and really take time to sort things out. Now with the Lovers coming out here and the 3 of Pentacles, this is on the night or 9 of Swords here. It's really, really telling me that that some kind of relationship that you're in, is causing you a lot of strain and anxiety. That working on it, maybe, that you feel like you're trying to work on this relationship, you're trying to make it work, but it's just not. It feels like it's a never ending battle. It's a never ending battle. This, trying to make this relationship work, it's at that point where it just feels like you're just at odds all the time with the person, and nothing you can do is right. Every time you try and do something, you just can't get on the same page. It's just a little bit similar to Leo's reading, where you feel like where you can't get on the same page. You might be connected to a Leo, but you guys, you feel like whoever your partner is, you can't get on the same page with them, that you guys just keep, it definitely, needing time to yourself, needing time to get away. I really suggest, like, if you can go away for a weekend and be alone, like with yourself, where you can take and get a break, so that you can contemplate what's going on, and take time to really examine and look at things without being bombarded nonstop with the conflict, because I feel like you're just not getting a break here, Virgo, and I really feel like you really need a break. I feel like you can't make a decision because you just haven't had enough time to really sort through things, to really think things through is what I feel like here. Hopefully I don't lose my voice before I get done here. So you have the High Priest and the Knight of Cups and the King of Pentacles. So, yeah, like I said, it comes back to validating our feelings. I feel like it's really important to get for you, Virgo, to this week, to get in touch with your feelings, to validate your feelings, to get in touch with what you're feeling, and take the time to figure out how to express it properly. But I think that's only going to happen if you're able to remove yourself from the situation that's causing all the turmoil. Because I think being in the midst of the turmoil is just keeps stirring things up. And maybe you don't, maybe because there's been so much conflict that you can't act in a way that maybe you want to act, because it's like you're met head on with constant conflict here, and challenges, and so it's like you don't have time to sort through your feelings and to sort through what it is you really want, how to act in this situation, or to even express what it is that you need or want from the other person. Maybe you're starting to get in touch with it, or you need to take time to get in touch with what it is you really need and want from this person, or to get straight in your mind what it is that you want, so that you can express that to the other person. So but you're only one part of the puzzle. The other person has to do their part as well. But I feel like you want to try and do your part, Virgo. I do feel like you want to try and do your part. You do want to try and work on this. But like you're unsure right now, and that uncertainty is coming from the fact that you need time away. You need time to yourself to reflect, to think through things. You need to kind of, it's not out here, but that hermit, well, yeah, it is. Hermit card is out here. So you need to hermit yourself away. We had Four of Swords too. You really just need time to yourself. which is, it's really calling for. Like I said, if you can get away for a short period of time, a couple days or whatever, where you have time alone, that would be ideal for you this week if you can do it, or in the very near future. So that's what I have for you this week, Virgo. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope I can get through this reading. I'm really, really struggling with it. Hopefully I can finish up and get through all the signs. Okay. Libra. Hello, Libra. Thank you for joining us on what's on the menu. If you're just tuning in, I am very under the weather. I am very much so struggling to get this video done, so please bear with me. So, for you this week, Libra, we have the Four of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands, and just the Justice card. So interesting. So I feel like this is really I'm getting as like this of that Eight of Wands. I'm getting this almost like a fireworks flutter of activity, fireworks, sparks. I almost feel like you think it's fair, like it's almost like, Libra, you don't want to start it's really weird. I'm trying to kind of pinpoint it here, because I kind of am subtly picking up on what it is, but so it's like you have this sense to be fair, to be just, to be fair in a situation, but you feel like not saying anything is what's fair and just and right here, because if you do say something, that we'll definitely go into clarification here, but I almost feel like if you say something, it might cause you feel like it might not be for the best, is what I'm feeling. We'll see with the clarification if I'm on point there. Okay, so we have the Ace of Wands and the Seven of Swords. Yeah. So I really feel like that there's this, that you feel like it's probably best if you, feeling like you think it's best to hold back, because there may, your intentions may be misunderstood, which you're trying to avoid. You're trying to avoid something happening here, is what I'm feeling. Okay, you have the Eight of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. So so what I feel like here is this might be related to work, more so than anything. Like maybe there's something unjust going on at work, and so you're holding your tongue, because you want to make sure that justice occurs. Like you want to make sure that you know that you're treated fairly. And I feel like, Libra, that because you feel almost like you're being treated unjustly in some situation, you feel like you have to hold your tongue, to keep from, making matters worse, making matters worse in this, this situation. Because I feel like you almost feel like it could ignite. Like I said, I felt fireworks off the beginning of that Eight of Wands card. And I feel like you feel like it could ignite into something bigger if you say something, if you say something about this, this injustice, you're feeling like it's better for you to hold back and not say anything here, because you think that that almost like, I feel like you that maybe things will, hoping they'll work themselves out, with the magician card here. I feel like you're like, uh you know that that's the best thing to do. The right thing to do in this situation is to hold your tongue. So let's go ahead and get the three final cards here. Okay, we have the Nine of Swords, the Strength. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is really trying for you. I really do feel like you were treated unjustly, and that it's taking a lot of strength for you to hold your tongue in this matter, whatever it is. I think that it's taken a lot out, it's really bugging you, but you do know that it's best if you hold your tongue, if you don't say anything. You know that it'll cause more problems if you don't hold back. You're aware of that. Even though it's causing you're frustrated with it. It's causing you a lot of pain to hold, to not say anything or do anything about this situation, but you know that if you do, it's going to make matters worse. So that's what I have for you this week, Libra. Thank you so much for joining me. Okay, hello Scorpio. Thank you for joining us this week on What's on the Menu. If you didn't watch the intro, I'm sharing with everyone I'm very, very under the weather, so please bear with me on this reading this week. I am struggling to get it done, but I'm trying to get it done for you guys. So just please bear with me. Let's see what we got for you this week, Scorpio. The Eight of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, and the Nine of Swords. Okay. So I feel like you're having, I almost feel like this is, Scorpio, this is with the Eight of Pentacles, I feel like this is job related. Libra's was more, I think, job related too. The way I felt that. But for you, Scorpio, I feel like that you've been, that you kind of been putting your heart and soul into, like your job. Like you've been giving your job your all. But I think with the Nine of Swords here, I think that it's taking a little bit of a toll on you. I'm almost feeling like you might need a break, is what I feel like. We'll see. But I really feel like this is, with the Eight of Pentacles, that this is more focused on work. Yeah, it's like, you're at that point where, it's a struggle showing up. I feel like you might need a vacation. You might need a break. Scorpio, I think that you are at this point where it's you might be considering other options for work, for employment, because it's what, maybe you feel like your employer hasn't, I don't want to say necessarily been unfair, but like you've been putting in a lot, and I feel like you're not feeling like you're getting compensated, or you're just getting at the point where doing that job day to day is becoming more of a burden. It's getting harder for you to get up and go to that job, whatever it is, to go to work every day. It's getting harder to get up and go to work for whatever reason. And I mean, you'll have to, you would sort that out for yourself, but that's what I feel like, you might be considering, You got the Seven of Cups here. You might be considering, you know, with the Page of Cups here, you know, taking, you know, offering, you know, trying to find another job. You may be looking at other options in employment. Yeah, and this is, you've got, you know, autumnal equinox, it's, you know, which is talking about changing, you know, preparing for, you know, possibly making a change, going in a new direction. And then the Nine of Wands and the Nine of Swords on the Nine of Swords. So yeah, those are some really, really tough energies to have the Nine of Wands and Nine of Swords on the Nine of Swords. So this really is talking about like that you've lost hope, like you've definitely lost your hope and determination in this, you know, like in whatever job that you're in. And just take this as it resonates. It's not going to resonate for everyone, but if you're struggling, if this is resonating with you and you're struggling, you're getting to that point where, you know, getting up, you know, it's drudgery, you're having to pull yourself out of bed to force yourself to go to work every day, you know, because you're just getting where it's that, you know, you're just not being fulfilled by that job anymore. If you're not looking at new options in employment, you may want to consider that. You may want to start putting the feelers out and seeing what's out there. Is what I'm feeling really strongly. It's wanting to tell you that this might be a really good time to start putting the feelers out and seeing what opportunities are out there for you at this time. Also, the fact that I think that, like I said, I think that you need a break. You might need a vacation and a break. And during that break, you know, maybe you might be looking for a new job. I don't know. But, you know, I really feel with the King of Cups here, you know, it's, you are a water sign and cups embody water. And so, you know, you have to, if your heart isn't, if your emotions and your heart isn't in what you do, it's going to be a strain. It's going to take strength for you to get up every day and do that job, because, you know, your emotions, most water signs, you know, their emotions are very deeply tied to what they do. Their emotions have to be in it. And that's what I feel like here is you're just, you know, you're just, your emotions are no longer in the job you're in. You know, you just don't have much desire left there anymore, you know, and ready, you just not really happy where you're at, and ready to, you know, I don't know how long you're going to drag it out, but you obviously are not happy, you know. It's very showing very evidently here, that you're not happy, that, so I think it's maybe time to start looking at new options, considering or looking, putting the feelers out to see what's out there, to see, you know, what opportunities might be available for you. Because I can tell you the universe, you know, those opportunities exist, but if you don't go out and look for them, you know, they're sitting there, but you're not going to find them if you're not looking for them. You know, you have to at least put some effort in to go look for them. If you want something different, you have to, you know, you have to at least make that effort to go look for something new if you want something new. So that's what I have for you this week, Scorpio. I thank you so much for joining me this week. Okay. I'm going to hold on to the cards here. Okay. Sagittarius. Welcome, Sagittarius. Welcome to what's on the menu this week. If you didn't watch the intro, I am very under the weather. I'm trying to get through this reading for you guys. Last reading I need to get done. before I can go lay my head down and rest and get some much needed rest. Okay, that's interesting. That's the first reversal I've had come up in quite a while, but I take them when they come up reverse because my card decks usually aren't in reverse and I don't shuffle them where there usually should be reverse unless it flips on its own. So we're definitely taking that as reversal energy. So you have the Four of Wands, Sagittarius, the Knight of Swords in reverse, and the Ten of Wands. So I feel like it's been like there has been a lack of clarity in a situation which has caused it to potentially come to a head and to an end is what I get here. I think there's the lack of clarity in communication has caused an issue, a separation in something. I'm not sure what this is, but some aspect of your life. It could be a partner with the Empress coming through here, but I feel like what's happened here is I feel like something where you were trying to nurture this connection, Sagittarius. You were trying to grow this connection into something a little bit more, definitely doing a little bit of flirting, flirting with somebody, trying to grow a connection, but for whatever reason there was a lack of like either there wasn't, like, maybe you found out something that wasn't, this person said that wasn't true, or maybe, you thought they had feelings for you and then you found out they didn't. But I feel like there was definitely something here where there was a disconnect or unclear communication is what I'm picking up very, very strongly. And so I think that unclear communication kind of gave you pause. I think that it made you wonder if this was really the right thing to invest in or not, and now you're holding back, now you're holding back. You're holding back. Well, you're moving away from this. So this really tells me this might be, Sagittarius, a newer relationship. I see this as more maybe somebody you've just met more than, it could be a longer relationship, but I feel like definitely the main storyline here that it wants to tell is someone who, maybe tried to start something up, with someone, or maybe take the next step, and with, because those, maybe something wasn't reciprocated in a way that was expected, or basically I feel like you weren't, Sagittarius, you weren't given enough faith in the response from this other person to elicit a positive response from you. So now you're kind of like holding back from wanting to take that next step that you had thought about before, that I feel like, here you were engaged in flirting, having a good time, really enjoying this person's company, really seeing, hey, maybe something, we can have something here. But then I see something happened where there was unclear communication of some kind, something that made you doubt whether you could have this or not, and you started to hold back, or you're going to start to hold back a little bit before you offer before you move forward. It's kind of like a pause. I feel it as a pause. With the Seven of Swords here, definitely it ties back. I said there was this unclear communication. I think that there was something, either something that something that definitely happened here that made you question, that made you pull back and pause a little bit, that gave you that pause, Sagittarius. And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the fact that, maybe you realize that this person is dating many people or something, with this option of Seven of Cups coming out. Or it could be that something they said or did left you confused, and that's why you're holding back. Like I kind of indicated that, maybe something wasn't clear here. Something, I feel like it definitely kind of gave you a little bit of doubt. And so for whatever reason, and so I see this as both confusion on your part, but maybe it's because maybe and I don't think that's going to be for everybody, but maybe that person had other options or something like that, or they made you feel like you were an option, Sagittarius, and you didn't like that feeling, of feeling like you were an option, or in some way they left you confused here, which is the main thing, and why you're holding back from offering this. I think and until you get clear on what's going on here, you're kind of pulling back, holding back a little bit, not going all in like you were before. It's kind of like, as I said, you're taking that little bit of a pause. So that's what I have for you this week, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's get these cleaned up here. That card back upright. Okay. Capricorn's next. Okay, Capricorn. Hello, Capricorn. Thank you for joining me. If you didn't watch the intro, I am very under the weather right now, so please bear with me as I do this readings. I'm struggling to get through it quite a bit, so I've had to make many pauses to stop the video because I'm really not feeling very well right now. So just please bear with me here. So Capricorn, never good to see the devil come out, but I think that's your card anyway, which could definitely represent you. But you also have the Page of Pentacles with the King of Pentacles. I almost feel I have to go with what's coming through, and I feel envy here, like maybe a little bit of jealousy and envy of someone else, maybe feeling like you're not as far along in life as you should be. Maybe you're seeing someone that has a lot more than you do, Capricorn, and that's making you feel like you should be farther along than what you are. Like you feel like a page next to this other person that you may be looking at this time. Okay, so we have the Two of Cups and the Sun. Okay, really interesting. So yeah, maybe maybe you feel like you can't stack up to this person. Maybe maybe this person is got all their ducks in a row, and here you are just feeling like a page. And it's like you feel like almost like you can't stack up to them. Like even though they may make you happy, this person, I just feel like there's that little bit of envy and jealousy that's coming through that might be putting a raining on the parade a little bit here. Yeah. So yeah, I really feel like that this is something that yeah, you kind of need to work through here. I feel like this is your so we're all in different places, and we're all going to be in different places because we all experience different things in our lives. We all have your experiences aren't the same as somebody else's. So there's no reason to think that where you're at is any less important than where somebody else is at. Just because someone has maybe more material success than you do doesn't mean that you're not as like as good of a person, or as worthy of you're not, that you're maybe not worthy of that person, or feeling like you can't make them happy because you maybe don't have a lot of things. That's not the case. Like, there's so many different reasons that people are in different places in life, and you should never make yourself feel small, or feel envious of someone else, because you always have the opportunity to start now and change your life if you feel like you haven't accomplished what you want to accomplish. It's never too late to do that. Maybe being around this person, they're meant to be in your life to push you forward, to get you to take action, to do more with your life. So they're actually kind of helping lift you up. So it's not, you don't need to look at it from a negative standpoint, or um look at it as, hey, I can have that too, because we can all have it. We can have that success too, if we're willing to put the work in and get there. You just had other priorities, you had other experiences that that person didn't have to deal with. So never evaluate where you are based on someone else external to you, because the only person that you should compare yourself to is you and your journey, and to know that, are you further along now than you were a year ago, 5 years ago? It's all about you, and where you are and your journey, because their journey is their journey, and they're on a different path, and they're doing something their experiences are different than your experiences. So just because they've experienced something different than you have doesn't mean that they're any better than you, or farther along than you, or anything of that nature. This is I think the one of the main things that's wanting to come through here is that you know there's still a lot that you can bring to the table, no matter what. Wealth isn't measured in money, okay, or material things. Wealth, there's so many other different types of wealth that you can bring to a relationship. So it's whether you feel like you're good enough, um, and being okay, and knowing your worth, and knowing what you bring to the table. Yeah, maybe you don't have a lot of finances, maybe you don't have a lot of material things, but you might bring other things to the table that this person may need or appreciate. Maybe they're looking for emotional support, and you're a compassionate person. Maybe they're looking for someone to help them in some other aspect of their life, that they're missing something that they don't have, that you're able to provide for them. Never discount yourself and discount what you bring to the table, just because never measure yourself against financial worth, because that is in material, the material things that you have, because that's so inconsequential in the larger scheme of things. It really is about, do you walk it? There's so many more things you can bring, like honesty and integrity and commitment and, emotional maturity. There's so many other things out there. I mean, that's just a few, but there's so many things you can, a person can bring to the table, that's way more important than anything materialistic. So you have the Nine of Pentacles and the King of Swords and the Five of Pentacles as your final cards here. So yeah, it's really, I feel like this is getting clear on who you are and what you bring to the table, understanding your worth and what you bring to the table. And once you understand that, you're not going to put yourself out in the cold. You're not, you're not going to feel like you're not worthy of being with someone of this caliber. Like right now I see you as feeling like you feel like you don't have anything to provide this person, but that's not the case. I think, it's really calling for you to get in touch with knowing your worth, knowing what you provide, knowing what you're able to bring. And it doesn't have to be, as I said, it doesn't have to be material wealth. That's, you can bring your intellect, your mind to a relationship. You can bring your emotional self to the relationship. There's so many things that it doesn't, don't limit yourself. Don't feel like you're not good enough, and that you miss out on opportunities because you don't know your worth, Capricorn. So that's what I have for you this week. Thank you so much for joining me here on What's on the Menu. Hello, Aquarius. Thank you for joining us this week on What's on the Menu. If you didn't watch the intro, I am very under the weather this week, so I am doing my best to get through this. Luckily, we're getting close to the end here. Got just you and Pisces left, so thank you so much for joining me, and bear with me as I try and get through these readings with my head feeling like a watermelon at this time. So we have the Four of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Moon card. It seems like a lot of signs it's wanting to talk more, I've had a lot of signs that want to talk about work, and I feel like, and almost needing a break from work. I feel like, I feel like you're just distracted. We'll see. I think I'm gonna need the clarification for your reading here. Usually I get things really strongly right off the bat, but I'm not getting a whole lot that's coming through for you right off the bat here. So hopefully clarifications can help here. So we have the Fool and the Seven of Wands. So, and this is on the Four of Swords. So this is about about healing, about taking time, taking a moment. I almost feel like this is really, and I was getting this at the beginning. I should have just said it. Maybe it's because I'm not feeling super well, but that I'm not trusting my inner guidance system that's giving me the I usually, when I get things, I usually just say them. Um, but I feel like there's a need for a vacation here for you. A little bit of adventure, a little bit of. I feel like that maybe you've just been working a little bit too hard lately, Aquarius, and you have double moons here. So I almost feel like um I almost feel like almost like not wanting to admit admit that you need this vacation or need this break. You're not wanting to admit that, because maybe you have a pretty strong work ethic, and it's like almost feeling like you've gotten yourself maybe a little bit in over your head here on something, Aquarius, where maybe you overcommitted or overextended yourself in some way, Aquarius, and you have this strong work ethic that is, that you feel like it can't be done without you, so you can't take a break even though you might be really needing one or desiring one. Well, I almost feel like you're talking yourself out of the need to take a break, even though, there's a part of you, maybe, you can tell, I think, that you're almost ignoring your intuition, like I kind of did a minute ago, ignoring your intuition that's telling you that you need a break here, from this, because I think you've overextended. I really feel like, you've overextended yourself in a situation, in some way, like you've given just too much of yourself, and a little bit in over your head, is what I really am picking up on here. And there's a strong need for a break, but I think that you're pushing past that need. I think you're ignoring the signs and your intuition telling you need a break. I think you're pushing past it, and uh, um, even though you're really needing it, because I have a feeling it has to do that you might have a strong work ethic, if this message is resonating with you. So your final cards, we have the Two of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups. Um, yeah, so again, I feel like that you have been giving and giving and giving and giving, and so now, you're at a crossroads here where, I think that there's your intuition is kind of screaming at you, saying that you've overextended. It's trying to tell you you've overextended yourself. That you're approaching this crossroads, where, you may end up being forced to take a break. Hopefully that's not the case, because usually forced to take a break is like I am now, sick, where the universe forces you to take a break, and you're doing like what I'm doing here, where you're doing work when you should be resting. Oddly enough, prime example. Don't follow my example, because that's what the universe is saying here. Don't overextend yourself where you might get yourself sick. Take the time and rest. Don't keep giving so much of yourself that you end up putting yourself in a bind here. You end up, where the universe says, okay, you're approaching this crossroads. Are you going to take the break that we're screaming at you, or your intuition is telling you that you need, or are you going to be stubborn and push past what you need to do what you feel like you need to do, because you might have the strong work ethic like I do. Like, prime example, like I said, don't take my example. I'm at the epitome of what could go wrong if you don't listen to your intuition telling you need to have a break, okay? Because you could end up sick. And be doing like I'm doing here, pushing myself instead of resting, pushing myself to do this reading. Oddly enough, I'm a prime example of exactly what this situation is talking about. So that's what I have for you this week, Aquarius. Thank you so much for joining me. Okay, get these cards picked up here. Pisces. Hello, Pisces. Thank you for joining us this week on What's on the Menu. Thank you so much. If you didn't watch the intro or any other segments of the video, I am very under the weather, so please bear with me. Luckily, your sign is the last one to do, so I'm almost made it through. So, let's see what we have for you this week, Pisces. We have the Page of Pentacles. That Page of Pentacles, I feel like it's been coming out a lot, but maybe I'm just feeling that way. I feel like I've seen it a lot lately. And then the Three of Cups and the Death card. So for you, Pisces, I feel like I feel like something has changed recently in some aspect of your world, your life, and so I feel like it's almost like if you start a new hobby or new job or something, decided to start going out and participating in something, you've changed something. You've changed something, Pisces, about your normal routine, what you normally do. You've decided to do something different than your normal routine that you normally do. I mean, it could be, you joined a gym or something, or you're just going out more, doing something, like I said, starting something new in your life, which is bringing new opportunities to meet people, to communicate with people, possibly meet somebody that might make you happy, through this, whatever this new thing that you're doing is, whatever ended, whatever changed, whatever change you're making. I see it as a positive thing. I see it as, that it's definitely bringing more happiness to you, Pisces, and through that happiness, you may connect to someone. You may have the possibility of connecting to someone, and having a really strong connection here with somebody that you might meet through this new thing that you're doing, whatever that is. And I think that you're going to, it's something that you are doing because you want to do, because you enjoy it. Like I said, I think you're wanting to do it for yourself, to make yourself happy in some way. You're doing it, whatever new thing that you're starting and going out and doing, you're doing it because you want to, for yourself. But it's starting a new cycle and bringing new people and new opportunities into your life because you're doing something different. And through that, you may meet somebody. With the Lovers coming out here, you might meet somebody. So yeah, this is definitely, investing in doing something new, having a little bit of fun, getting out and having a little bit of fun, doing something for yourself, and putting the time and effort into it, because you're passionate about it. It's something you, like I said, I feel like it's something that whatever you've added to your life, whatever a new thing that you've decided to take part in, or change you've made in your life, that you're doing it because it's something you want to do, so you're putting time and effort in it. You're really enjoying yourself, and I think it's bringing out the better parts of you, Pisces, which is putting new opportunities at your doorstep, where you're meeting new people and having new experiences. So that's what I have for you this week, Pisces. Thank you so very much. I wish you the very best this week. Thanks for joining me. Thank you so much.